Vin Mariani is cocaine-infused Bordeaux. Now you know why Babe Ruth ran around the bases the way he did. Manuel Maris had greenies. When I was a kid, spring training, Trump Disney. I love my heroes. You'll never take them away from me. Hall of Famer Joe Tinker retired to Orlando. He doesn't build a theme park. He buys the Orlando Caps, Orlando's first baseball team, charter members of the Florida State League, turns them into Tigers, wins a championship, convinces Orlando to build a stadium. It attracts the Cincinnati Reds. They're here for a decade. The Brooklyn Dodgers 2 years right after. Washington Senators come in. In 36. The Senators were so bad they made a Broadway play where the Senators fan sells his soul to the devil so they can win the pennant. It's called Damn Yankees. Their name is synonymous with losers. They have to move to Minnesota, become the Twins just to get away from it all. A few years later, they won a pennant in 65. They would win a World Series in 87 before leaving for Fort Myers in 1990. The Orlando Rays would hang around until 99 before moving into Champion Stadium. This is what it looks like today. It's awesome to go out there. The home plate where all the greats swung the bat is now set in stone. The grass outfield remains, so if you're hunting for stadium or memorial turf, you can still grab some. There's these granite place markers at the fielders' positions that list the 160 Hall of Famers that played at each position. So if you go with your kids and they're like, oh, it kind of visually gives them a magnitude. Martin Luther King gave a speech there. This is a great story. It's a 1939 game where Josh Gibson, the Black Babe Ruth of the Homestead Grays, played the Newark Eagles. A game attended by a sports journalist by the name of Shirley Povich, who witnessed some of the best play he'd ever seen. And the next day, the Washington Post printed call to action advocating against segregation. The next day. This is Champion Stadium, built in 1997. It looks like a Disney castle because it's Disney's Wild World of Sports. They had the Braves spring training when they were the Braves. Smoltz, Maddox, Glavine. The Charlotte Hornets, who had become the Orlando Rays, moved to Montgomery to become the Biscuits. Now it just hosts like college spring training. It's got a few beginning of ball games this year. If you lived in Kissimmee, this was the place. Bagwell, Biggio, Ken Caminiti, absolute legend on and off the field. It was cool because it was the Osceola Astros too, so you got to see the minor league guys right there. It was right down the road. You see the soccer goal now. It is now home to the Orlando City B team. The highest level of play you'll see in Orange, Osceola, Seminole, and Lake counties is the Florida Collegiate Summer League. It's the Wood and Bat League. It's produced a lot of bananas lately, but there's a few people that have come through that have gone up to sign with major league teams. Dylan Cruz played from. The Orlando Snappers is the Orlando team. They were last year's champions. They play at this academy right here. Field's really nice, and it's a 10-minute drive from Tinkerfield Memorial. Nice little day trip for you and the kids.